All right, so this is another review that I am filming today, and basically, again, to play catch up with some of the movies I've not been able to review simply due to scheduling conflicts, and especially with other priorities that have come up. But today, I wanted to talk about a film that honestly is one of my favorite films of the year, and that is called Warfare. So, if you have not heard about this movie, it is a war thriller. Basically, it's made by the studio A24. The two directors, one is Alex Garland, who has made films such as Civil War and also a movie called Men, and he especially gained a lot of praise for his film Ex Machina. And the other director, I don't remember exactly what his name is, but it is a veteran that was part of the crew that experienced the events that this movie is based on. And so I thought that overall, why did this movie stand out to me the most is because this is a movie that prioritizes two things. One, to engage the audience in the experience of what these soldiers went through, and two, to not utilize the basic tropes of cinema and especially with Hollywoodisms, and instead focuses on the realism behind everything that these soldiers went through. So basically, tying back into the first point. This movie uses events only recorded by the memories of the soldiers that went through these events, and it is especially meant to not be like over the top or to add sequences where you're just seeing like bodies everywhere and people getting shot left and right. This is a movie meant to demonstrate the visceral and gripping and grueling experience that is actual warfare. And the reason this movie is so impressive to me and why it actually had emotional attachment to, like what I was experiencing was that this movie really helps you understand what these soldiers go through without really developing characters and instead utilizing sound design and the intensity of the sequences and especially the way that the story is told where it's a single location and you don't really have these huge events going on. You just have these little things that build up one by one until something happens. And I especially love how this movie utilizes that slow build up to enable the audience to stay gripped to what's going on screen. And another thing that really impressed me with this movie is, the sound design. The sound design is phenomenal. I hope it gets some nominations for Oscars. And the reason that the sound design gripped me is because of the way it's utilized and especially the way the cinematography plays out and especially the boots on the ground reality behind what's going on in each individual sequence. There is that realism to it. So you don't feel like you're watching an actual movie. You almost feel like you're in that experience itself as if it's happening right there, right in front of you. And I feel like when a movie is able to pull that off where they basically suck you out of the theater and put you in the experience, that is a movie well made. That is a movie that, blesses the art of cinema and enables the audience to experience something like they've never experienced before. So there's actually another movie I'm going to be talking about later in another video that basically demonstrates this in an entirely different way that I'm excited to talk about. But anyways, this is a movie that I really loved. Awesome performances, really cool action sequences, even without showing like people dying. I don't even really think it ever shows somebody die. But this is a movie that is highly entertaining. It's may not be the most emotionally deep movie that you'll ever see, but it is one that you'll remember the experience for what it was, and especially the tribute to these soldiers that went through actual warfare. I thought the tributes to the real life people behind the scenes was phenomenal, and it makes this movie worth every minute that I stayed, with it. And so, thank you so much for tuning into today's review. And please be sure to check this out before it gets pulled out of theaters. And, be on the lookout for the next review. And have a great day. Take care.